It ain't gonna be a battle, it's gonna be a slaughter. They're gonna be battling one another, but when Yahweh Shai returns, they're gonna turn and they're gonna band together and they're gonna try to come at the chariots with their fighter jets and whatever other technology they have, the advanced technology that they're gonna break out. And there will be a slaughter. It will be a slaughter. Not one chariot is gonna get hit.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Once Yahweh Shai returns, man, that's it. There will be no war after that. The nations won't have weapons to engage in a war. When we come down and we snatch these demons out of these bunkers, they're going to be hiding in the dens and in the caves of the earth, all right, asking the rocks to fall upon them to deliver them from the wrath of the Lamb. But we're going to go in there and we're going to put them to death, those that resist, and slaughter them. There won't be a war. It won't be any war. There will be a slaughter and hauling off into captivity. That's what it's going to be.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints.
When we come down now, we can say this. Them people, when we come back to Earth, as the X-Men, Marvel comic, DC comic men, the Thanoses and the Kal-Els and so forth, when we come back down with superhuman, extraterrestrial, celestial bodies, they may attempt to fight us like we're aliens. And we're going to kick much ass, and we're going to have fun kicking their ass. I'm talking about the people around the world. That's what it's meant by the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, starting with the men, will take the kingdom.
Guardian, do you read?
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful they got there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Got another lesson, dealing with Rome will fall twice. Okay. So getting into it, as we understand, we are in a revival, of the Greco-Roman Empire. It has raised itself back up in the earth. Okay. Because what we're seeing now, all right, is the dismantling of an empire. Okay, we're seeing the Lord getting ready to close this thing out. All right, and this place is going to fall and will never rise again. Okay, America had this one, Esau had their one Renaissance rebirth. All right, and after this is it. Okay, because the kingdom of Israel will be established forever, man. And we're living in some beautiful times, man. As we're coming into the time, our Passover. All right, as we're into our new year, you can feel, we're in a new era. Okay, the Lord, all right, is cranking this thing up. Okay, and Lord, we're part of the elect. Everything is beginning to work for our behalf, man. Everything is going in our favor. Everything needed to get to the promises, okay, that we read about, okay, for Yahweh Shai to establish righteousness in the earth where everything is happening and trending towards that way. You know, that's why I would say we're in some beautiful times, man. All right. We should be extremely excited about the things that we're seeing happen in real time. Okay. Now, I want to go here. I'm gonna lay the foundation because I got a video. I found a good video that compares the fall of ancient Rome to now. You know, so I found the video about 13 minutes. You know, we'll get into it. So what I do now is lay the foundation with a few precepts. Now this is Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Okay. There's no new thing under the sun. There's not a spirit on the earth that hasn't been here before. Okay. Going to reincarnation. Okay. And the kingdom consists of people. All right. So those people from different empires are back today. Okay. Different, you know, rulers and different, you know, men of high status, they're back today. You know, through the spirit, you know, we speculate that Trump is Nero, you know, coming back. Okay. In this revived Roman Empire. Okay. So the Edomite Roman Empire is back today. You know, this rulership is not a new thing under the sun. It just has more technology, man. Okay. And when you get here, it was prophesied that this devil, you know, will fall and rebuild. And I want to get that in 2 points of prophecy when you go to Malachi. Okay. Because the devil, you know, the Lord has propped this man back up in power. Okay. So you go here to Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Okay. It says, whereas Edom, matter of fact, I want to get this in the NLT. Okay. This Malachi 1 and 4 in the NLT. It says Esau's descendants in Edom may say. Okay, so the descendants of Edom Rome, okay, are back, man. You see? Because Esau is, you know, his father, their father's coming back. Those Edomites that ruled during ancient Rome, you best believe those are the same Edomites that ruled this, all right, new revived Roman Empire. Okay, but the descendants of Esau, okay, were the Greeks under Alexander, and they were the Romans, all right, during the time of the what you call the Judeo-Claudian dynasty, okay, and ending with the Flavian dynasty with Domitian. Okay, so Esau's descendants, all right, those Edomites that were in power then, you best believe they're back in those top positions, man. Those ancient senators and, you know, men of high status, all right, those elite families, you best believe they're back in those lots, man, ruling, okay, the revived Rome. Okay, so Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered. Okay, and that's when they fell, you know, during what they call the Dark Ages. Okay, the Middle Age. Okay, when Esau, Edom, you know, the pagan, you know, Western Roman Empire fell. Okay, but you still had Jake ruling, you know, in the Eastern Roman Empire, all right, which was called the Byzantine dynasty, you know, for those 1,000 years. Okay, you had Jakes, you know, become emperors before then. Okay, but leading up to the Byzantine Empire, when Jake, okay, was in full control, it said, but we will rebuild the ruins. All right, but the Lord of heaven of armies replies, they may try to build, but I will demolish them again. Okay, so Esau has rebuilt the Renaissance. He's rebuilt since then. You know, he was allowed to come back in power according to prophecy, man. He shall be loosed from his prison. He goes to Revelation 20, and he was able to build, you know, because he was pushed out of the way. He became a non-factor in the earth, man. You had Jake ruling, you know, you had the Mongolians, you know, they kicked up some dust during that time. Okay. You had the Ishmaelite, you know, caliphates. Okay. You had the Parthian, you know, empire, Iran. Okay. You know, Persia, which is now Iran. Okay, they was making a little noise, but mostly you had Jake, you know, those high seats of authority, you know, in the Byzantine Empire, you know, the Russian czars or Jake. Okay. Certain kings, you know, of England, Europe, with Jake, those Christian monarchies. Okay. And this devil was out of the way, but he was allowed to reestablish himself again, okay, in the earth. But the Lord said they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. All right. And this devil is as he's established himself since the Renaissance, now he's trying to build this digital, okay, empire. He's trying to build a digital Rome. All right. And in the midst of that, the Lord's going to throw him down again. Okay. It says their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people will be called the people with whom the Lord is forever angry. Okay. So this man has turned the earth into the land of wickedness, man, because he was given, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. So wherever these devils dwell, which is throughout the entire earth, they have plagued with wickedness, man. Okay. But it said, but the Lord of heaven armies replies. You see, and that's war talk. Okay. The Lord letting you know that he's the commander of heaven armies, which that command has been given to Yahweh Shai, so there's war talk, or that's how this place is going to be demolished again. Okay. Now, let's go here to Revelation 13, and then we'll get into, all right, a lesson, because they're going to do a parallel of the fall of ancient Rome to now. Okay. So just making the comparisons of ancient Rome, being revived in the earth under Esau, Edom, the ancient Roman Empire. This Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his 10 horns, all right, on his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, and this is the same beast, spoken of in Revelation 17. Okay, these 7 head, represents, Esau's power governments and that have ruled in the earth: the Greeks, the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, all right, the French, the Spanish, and the British. Okay, and America sprung out of the British. Okay, that last leg of the Roman Empire. All right, and those 10 horns represent the 10 vassals. All right, the EU. Okay, and they had 10 crowns, because those EU nations have got to enjoy, perks, of this beast system, as kings, under this beast system structure, man. Okay, they're not the superpower as America, but they have enjoyed the perks, okay, of first world privilege, in the global trade markets, becoming rich, okay, off this beast system. Okay, having a little authority here and there, for a time. All right. The French, the Spanish, Germany, certain, empires, they've got to, do their thing under this beast system. Okay. It says upon his heads the names of blasphemy, man. All right. Because this is a very blasphemous empire, this anti-Messiah. Okay. This whole beast system is built on anti-Messiah principles, man. Okay, it says, in the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, okay, which represent the Greeks. You go into Daniel the 7th chapter, okay, talks about the Greek empire as being a leopard under Alexander, and then which that was the beginning of Esau having, dominion, on a global scale under the Greeks, okay, and his feet were the feet of a bear, which goes into Russia. All right, and the feet represent the end of a man. Okay, and there's going to be this war, this clash with Russia that's going to end this beast system. Okay, and his mouth, all right, as the mouth of a lion, which goes into the elite bankers, London. Okay, the financial sector. Okay, the mouthpiece of this beast system. They write the policies. Okay, they give, they gave authority. Okay, to this beast system, man. Okay, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, because they have the authority of ancient Rome. Just as ancient Rome, all right, was able to, put other kingdoms under tribute. Okay, they were able to interfere, with different governments of the world. All right. They had their reach, due to their army and resources and wealth. Okay. So we see now that America, NATO, and the EU, they sit in their seat of pagan Rome. They have the authority and power that pagan Rome had, man. Okay. Keep reading. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. Okay. And that was the Roman Empire. Okay. One of those 7 heads, it was wounded during the Dark Ages, man. What they call the Dark Ages or Middle Age. Okay. Where it just went over. And his deadly wound was healed. Okay. As America, NATO, and EU. Okay. And all the world wondered after the beast, because America, became, the glory of kingdoms, as the scriptures say. America became their standard, through America, this beast system, became the standard, okay, of culture in the earth, the standard of money, okay, the standard of, everything, man. Okay. The standard of morale in the earth. Okay, to the world, begin to fashion themselves, after this beast by following what America, man. Okay. It says, and they worship the dragon, all right, pagan Rome, people that want to, when people go vote, when people, fight for this system, and, they just love, this current society, westernization, they're worshiping pagan Rome. Okay. The culture, the games, people worship these things. Okay. Niggas were very hurt, when they canceled the NBA season. Niggas was hurt when they took the PlayStation. They had the PlayStation network down. Niggas were hurt. Okay. So so what we're seeing now, all right, is most people of the world, they worship the dragon, pagan Rome. Some more than others. But the malls, the freakiness, as we see, all right, is a very freaky society, just as pagan Rome was, man. Okay, and the lewdness, okay, and the women, being liberated, because even their blonde hair that goes back to Rome, and the blonde hair represent, if you had blonde hair in Rome, then they showed that you was a harlot. That separated you from the other women. You have the blonde hair. Okay. But then it became a trend, a fad to where all women started to wear the blonde hair in Rome. Okay. Just like today, being a whore, all right, is is a fad. All right. Common whore, inside joke. But it says, who is likened to the beast and who is able to make war with him? Okay. And that's the mindset of the people today. That's why people dwell so carelessly, within this beast system. No one thinks that America can be invaded. No one thinks that, this beast system can fall this, this Western, all right, what they call Western civilization, which enjoy, all this first world privilege. And, there's no wars happening, in the lands of these, of these beast systems. Of these beast nations. All right. The Roman Empire, has been enjoying, peace, because the wars are fought mainly in the land of other nations outside the beast system. The war hasn't been fought in America. You had the Civil War, but other than that, America hasn't experienced being war torn like these other nations. Okay, you had World War I, World War II, when the Edomites was fighting each other. Well, ever since then, they've been chilling. Most of the war has been in, what they call the Middle East. All right. And now you got that conflict with Russia and Ukraine, but for a long time, they just been chilling. Okay. Living off the perks of the beast, okay, of ancient Rome, engulfed in the culture of pagan Rome. Okay. Enjoying the games, the bread and circus, the plays, and, all they go back to Rome, which is TV and media now. Okay, Rome had a form of social media. Okay, the restaurants, the apartment buildings. Okay, all that goes back to Rome, concrete. Okay, and much more. All right, which brothers, have did, thorough lessons on that. But let's go here to the video. Just wanted to lay that groundwork before we get into the video. Pretty much let them rock. So yeah, this is here. It says, it says, how is America reaping what it sowed? So let's let it play. So they're gonna go into the comparison of the fall of Rome and how it compares to right now, real time.
Every empire falls, regardless of their reach or their might. They all fall down.
The British Empire's fleets were not enough. Persian civilization was not enough. Rome's riches were not enough. If every empire declines, is the American empire crumbling before our eyes?
We are well underway on the ride
For the first time in U.S. history, a convicted felon will sit in the Oval Office.
We work for the American people.
How does an empire die?
Tribes, armies, and organizations appear and devour the heritage of the former superpower, often from
And
within.
what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they're trying to pull right now.
America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
The House of Cards, known as the American Empire, is collapsing under the weight of its own contradictions, which can easily be seen by examining 3 key areas of previous empires.
When its people no longer believe in it, then does an empire begin to die.
Let's dive into the fall of Rome, the blueprint for greatness that America seems to be following, right down to its tragic unraveling.
Rome, at the height of its grandeur and its glory, a civilization so powerful it could never be conquered from without. Yet it found the seeds of its destruction within itself.
The Roman Empire was an unparalleled superpower of the ancient world. Its contributions, architecture, art, law, and philosophy are still seen, studied, and appreciated even today. Conquering vast territories and ruling over millions of people, it literally shaped the world in its image.
That is the Roman way.
Possibly the biggest and most epic contribution from Rome was its fall. But it didn't fall in a day. It fell slowly. It was death by 1,000 cuts.
Today, we'll compare Rome's deepest piercing wounds to America's.
Internal decay.
The ruling class owned bountiful homes, hundreds of slaves, and hosted lavish banquets for one another, reclining on silken couches, eating roasted peacock and honey-soaked dormice. Contrast that with the squalor of overcrowded and overpriced tenements, where the poor battled against broken-down buildings.
They were also susceptible to being on fire, collapse, and aided in the spread of disease.
Look, the Romans built this stuff. It must have been good for them to live there. No, for most of the people, they had an oppressive government that was stealing lots of stuff.
The wealthy avoided taxes through bribery and influence, while the commoners, their tax burden was increased repeatedly. And if, for some reason, they could not pay, the very real possibility of slavery loomed over all of their heads. Justice was for sale in the final days of the empire, as bribery swayed decisions in every corner.
Things got worse for the individuals as their big, intrusive government was stepping on them more and more. So what you started seeing was people actually leaving the Roman Empire voluntarily to go among the barbarians because life would be better.
Deep resentment festered in the empire, erupting into protests, uprisings, and violent riots. Now, what can this tell us about Rome's great-grandson, America?
The American dream. The American dream. American dream.
The American dream.
Owning a home.
Because in a well-built house with adequate leisure, they can live and work as better Americans.
The American dream once promised that hard work would lead to success and a comfortable life. Today, this ideal seems out of reach for many Americans.
Living in America.
The instant relief for snoring at home.
Hey, stop using these things for snoring.
This is what your throat
is freaking ridiculous right now. I can't afford any of these apartments.
$1,800 for a one-bedroom apartment.
$1,400 for 485 square feet.
I guess I just live in my truck.
Today, financing the American dream in America is a far-fetched fantasy for for most of America.
It's the new face of homelessness in America. Folks who are working full time but with nowhere to live.
I would have never imagined that we would be homeless. Never.
When you're that hungry to steal bread from the restaurants behind the stores, you're hungry.
No rent! No rent! No rent!
The gap between the rich and the rest of us is getting bigger as they have stagnated wages and their companies have exploded the cost of living.
Right now in the United States, we are facing a hunger crisis.
This pack of meat, $16.47. How are we supposed to feed our families like this, you guys? Like, what are y'all doing?
Compare the U.S. to almost any other advanced country, everything costs more. Doctors cost more, drugs cost more, devices cost more.
America is devolving into a country that is for the corporations and by the corporations.
It's like a big company, like a big corporation, America Incorporated.
Big pharma spreading addiction, con artist insurance companies, corporate landlords price-fixing entire cities. Even grocery stores are playing God, turning essentials into luxury items, blaming the supply chain and watching their profits soar.
Meanwhile, Tyson Foods, a major producer of chicken, beef, and hot dogs, increased its profits by 140% last quarter.
Elon Musk has been given access to the U.S. Treasury Department's vast payments.
And real quick, what I want to show, because the wealth gap has gotten so big, amongst the upper class, well, really the wealthy and everyone else. That's why when you go into hold on. On the camera, sure. All right. Yeah, so when you go here, I just pulled this up, because that's what the elites of Rome would do, and Esau always does that. He starts off empire be cute, prosperity for, the masses, but the devil gonna be the devil, and the wealth is gonna begin to trickle up, all right, to the upper class. The upper class is gonna find loopholes, and you're gonna get what you call an oligarchy, all right, and that's the corrupt rule of wealthy families, because aristocracy is the rule of noble families, okay, but it's fairness, all right, but the oligarchy is the evil twin to aristocracy, all right, and that's how these Edomites rule, all right, through oligarchy, okay, where the wealthy, it's a small percentage, the 1% benefit off, all right, the labor of the masses. Now look at this here, man. I said, God damn, So these are the top paid CEOs. Now this is per year in America. All right, TBG Incorporated. Okay, John Winkelried, which is probably a small hat. This man makes $198 million a year. Okay, Harvey Schwartz. Okay, it sounds like teaming. All right. He makes, and this is Carlyle Group Incorporated. He makes $186 million a year. Okay, Hot 10, all right, Broadcom Incorporated makes $161 million a year. Okay, Nakish Araru, okay, at Palo Alto Networks, $151 million a year. Okay, and the list goes on. Okay, so you have, these guys making over $100 million a year. Even the guy that work at Lyft, the CEO of Lyft, David Richard, he's making $78 million a year. Okay, crazy work, and this just, damn, it's a page 1 to 10. Well, goddamn, So the wealth gap is crazy. So you go back here. Okay, let's say someone that works at TBG Incorporated, let's say they make $60,000. I just did the math. So this guy makes 3,311 times as much as his employees. 3,000. I think in the 70s and 80s, the CEO used to make 22 times as much as the employee. Okay, but in this case, you got this man making 3,000 times as much as an employee, man. show you how much the wealth gap, has been wedged, okay, on the working class, man. All right. And Trump ain't coming to save you niggas, man. Okay. Trump is not coming to save you niggas. You see? Trump is coming to oversee, all right, this digital, okay, this technocracy, all right, be issued in. Okay. Just speaking as a man, I think Trump represents the end of the old way. All right. With Elon representing the beginning of the new way. Okay. So let's go back here.
system. The move essentially puts the government's multi-trillion-dollar checkbook in the hands of the world's richest man.
Blatant corruption, unchecked government, and unchecked corporations cause anger and frustration, which adds to the financial erosion of America.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Not only is the nation crumbling financially, but the social fabric is unraveling also.
Americans are so furious about healthcare that they are straight up murdering CEOs in broad daylight.
Government-backed white supremacy, failure to protect the most vulnerable.
Atlanta, 2 students and 2 teachers were killed.
And reckless leadership driving the nation into chaos, all fuel an internal collapse of confidence and a complete breakdown of society.
It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
The American empire has thrived because of 2 complementary forces, hard power and soft power. You can think of soft power as feminine, the ability to attract and entice, and hard power as masculine, the ability to enforce. Both persuade subordinates to do what you want them to do, which brings us to
Baba Kashaf, if a brother can put that, I think it's Nahum 3 and 4, dealing with the well-favored harlot, because they talk about that soft power, when America was in the phase of enticing, these nations, and enticing its citizens, okay, with this delusion of freedom, liberty, all right, the pursuit of happiness and all that BS, so a brother can post that Nahum, I think it's 3 and 4, maybe 3 and 5, Baba Kashaf, The water broke. All right, so this the brother. I not GMS all in 144, Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms, all right, of the well-favored harlot. Okay, and he's going to go into the soft power, seducing you like a woman. All right, it says the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. For a long time, America has been that well-favored harlot. That was the standard of how a nation should be, how a society should be. And the elites, they pimped America out, through their economy, doing deals. That's really how you get sold out, is being able to partake on the global market, the use of the dollar, okay, partaking in the American consumer market, but the trade-off is you have to, begin to conform, to Rome, okay, to the beast. All right, your culture begins to conform to the beast, okay, and through media, through witchcraft, he presented, this American, illusion of freedom and liberty and pursuit of happiness, man. Oh, it's all good, brother. It's all good, brother. You got the young hitters on the line, read verse 5. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, and will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And now we're in the phase of America being shamed. You know, it had its glory day, you know, just like a woman in her prime. Okay, out doing a thing. Okay, like life will never end, you know, and they hit that wall. All right. And it goes downhill from there. So this is what we're seeing with America. America has hit that wall, but still thinks she got it. You know, a way that Trump and the different American politicians still boast, you know, and think, you know, that they got the same sway that they once had. Okay, so America is like a woman that has hit the wall. Okay, old hoe, you know, that thinks she still got it. Okay, and that's why it's going to get real bad for America real soon. Okay, so let's go here.
To our second symptom of imperial downfall, the loss of soft power. To understand soft power and its role in the downfall of empires, let's compare the USA to the very first superpower that ever existed, the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire was unique. It was established and governed primarily through soft power.
The first Persian Empire was founded by Cyrus the Great.
Cyrus created and maintained an empire thanks no doubt to his military savvy, but he was also a political genius. He was an excellent, benevolent manager of men. The Jews call him Mashiach, or Anointed One. His own people called him Father, and even the Ionian Greeks whom he conquered called him a just and worthy lawgiver and ruler.
Cyrus the Great, a visionary leader and a ruler who was called out by name by the prophet Isaiah 150 years before his birth. Cyrus conquered all that he saw, a realm so vast that it stretched from the sun-baked plains of Mesopotamia to the rugged mountains of Central Asia. He freed the Jewish people from Babylon and built the first stable, sprawling government.
The Persian Empire under Cyrus the Great soon became the world's first superpower.
It was soft power at its finest. He abolished slavery throughout his entire empire. He allowed conquered kings to stay in their position over their people, and he allowed people the freedom of religion with a highly effective decentralized system. For as long as the leadership was strong and just, all of the subjects worked harmoniously under one flag for the good of the empire. After the reign of Darius the Great, the government became a toxic environment.
Kings became greedy and began stealing from the supply of riches. The people below the upper class started organizing riots. The satraps also became more independent. They even waged war on each other.
When the people stopped believing in the empire's moral high ground, it lost the intangible glue that held its vast territories together. Once the sprawling empire lost its soft power, it lost all that it had. And just like Persia, America manipulated soft power to become the most powerful nation the world has ever seen.
This is the big picture.
Since the end of World War II,
The first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
America didn't just win the war, it won the world. After showing the world that it had the most destructive power known to man and the moxie to use it, the USA, the most charismatic and feared salesman the world had ever seen, sold the idea of a wholesome, democratic American dream. After creating international organizations to control the world's currency, the USA set off on a PR campaign to position itself as the architect of a new world order, where its power would be unrivaled. And it wasn't just economic power, it was soft power. Hollywood, pop culture, American capitalism, and the promise of a just democracy became America's calling card, even though America's credibility has been suspect since day one. To maintain the charade and influence the planet the way America wants to influence the planet,
we have led by our example as a shining city on a hill.
Relax. Okay, please. You're doing fine. You're talking fine.
the world needs to believe in American moral authority and in the dream that it sells. The American product seems to have lost a lot of its appeal, and the mask has come off, both at home.
Yes, full pardon. He will be the first president to enter the White House
as a convicted felon.
And abroad, America has toppled democracies, weaponized the dollar, sponsored ethnic cleansing, committed atrocious human rights violations.
We tortured some folks.
From the world's move toward de-dollarization to a fading global influence in technology, media, and diplomacy, America's soft power is unraveling. When soft power fails, empires lean on hard power to enforce their will.
That brings us to our final symptom of a sick and dying empire: world domination by hard power. And a great example of hard power unseating a world leader: the British colonial empire. The British Empire looked and acted exactly how you think a colonial empire would, with tyranny, conquest, and resource extraction at its core. It ruled over 400 million people, almost a quarter of the planet at its height. They relied on their military to establish and maintain power. Wars in their colonies, wars at sea, and wars at home. They ruthlessly crushed all resistance for centuries. After a string of costly and humiliating defeats and the massive expense of rebuilding after World War II, Britain was devastated, unable to defend its territories abroad or sustain its citizens at home. The sun had finally set on the British Empire. As Britain's empire crumbled, another was already rising to take its
$110 billion into Ukraine.
The Vietnam War.
The war in Afghanistan.
The United States launched its invasion of Iraq.
trillions spent and no victories to show for it.
The United States has been by far the chief supplier of arms to Israel.
Commitment to Ukraine's ability to defend itself with the announcement of over $3 billion.
$45 billion. $500 million.
A $2.5 billion military assistance.
But if you keep throwing money that you can't or won't spend to develop your country inside, you're developing a recipe for the collapse of an empire. That's how the British Empire, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, that's how they came to their end.
I'm going to say it again. America is not a country. It's a business.
The quantum computer, they're calling it,
can compute many times faster than the current breed of supercomputers.
A successful quantum computer.
War is America's biggest business. The United States has been at war almost continuously since World War II, finessing its hard power into massive profits for America's most wealthy. The defense spending of the United States is greater than the next 9 nations combined.
There will always be times when it is necessary and just to use force.
Any excuse, any provocation, at home or abroad, the U.S. will be there. There is no place on earth not covered by the empire's military bases. It's not personal, it's strictly business. War is always financially beneficial for the United States of America. The Iraqi oil reserves, the rare earth in Afghanistan, defense contractors in Vietnam, Korea. As contradictions nullify soft power, the empire leans into brutality.
Weaponizing the US dollar against allies and adversaries.
Abandoning diplomacy for desperation.
You can carry out an unprovoked attack on our economy. Your consumers will pay more and your workers will make less. Gas prices will skyrocket. You will turn a loyal friend into a resentful neighbor, forced to match tariff with tariff and to seek friends everywhere else. And our enemies will grow stronger.
Fueling resistance and causing powerful coalitions to come together against it. From BRICS nations to defiant regional alliances, rivals are strengthening ties through trade and diplomacy.
You can always count on the Americans to do the right thing after exhausting all other possibilities.
In the end, America will not be conquered by outside powers. She'll collapse under the weight of her own arrogance and contradictions. The empire's foundation rots from within, weighed down by corruption, debt, and a military that serves profits over people. In the end, it won't be an enemy's army that brings the U.S. down.
The military-industrial complex is the one that benefits from this.
What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire?
Convicted felon will sit in the Oval
Yeah, man. So there you have it. All right, and they did the parallel to ancient Rome. Okay, in which the ancient Roman currency, I believe the denarius, it began to be devalued. Okay, like the American dollar. America's military began to, Rome's military began to be spread too thin, with too much, going on, too many campaigns going on at the same time. Okay. The common, Roman citizen, had a poor, quality of life, so you had riots, uproars in the city, and it's the same thing that we're seeing today. All the makings, all the symptoms, okay, of a fallen empire. All right. So let's go here because America represents that last branch, okay, of Edomite, all right, rulership in the earth. Okay, America was the last hoorah. Okay, and now we're seeing the Lord finna bring this place down. Now I want to go here, get a couple. All right. Let's get Isaiah 33. Let's see. Is this it? No, it might be. Let me see. I just pulled it up. So I'm surprised you didn't put this up, Naquan. I know the brother Naquan used to put this on every live stream. They go with everything. Anything with the father, Edom. They go with any lesson. All right. This is the book of Isaiah. 10:33 says, "Behold, the Lord, all right, the Lord of hosts shall lope the bow with terror." Okay, and the bow is a branch. All right, and America represents the last branch. Okay, of all right Esau's rulership. Okay, of Rome 2.0. Okay, Rome is going to fall twice. Okay, and it says shall lop, all right, the bow with terror. Okay, because we know what Yahweh Shai, all right, is going to be the king of terror. Okay, to this beast system. It says, and the high ones of statue shall be hewn down. Okay, the ruling families of this beast system. Okay, the oligarchy. Okay, and the haughty shall be humbled. Okay, and all these devils are going to fall. The scriptures say, against this whole family do I devise an evil. Okay, but the hardest fall is going to be those at the top. Okay, a lot of you, Joe Sixpack Edomites, all right, you're going to be deleted. All right, and the remnant of you, all right, that remain outside of America are going to captivity along with your elites. Okay, you will be face to face with the men, okay, that stole your blessing and got you put into captivity. Okay, you'll be on the same work line, all right, in the same coal mines and cotton fields. All right, that's why, matter of fact, let me get this word. If I want to look up this word bow. All right. Because what we're seeing now is the Lord taking this place down. This place is being dismantled as we speak. All right. But Esau think he has, a one up through a digital system. He thinks the digital system, his technology, okay, is going to be his way out. He's going to sidestep his destruction, his fall. Okay. But no, he's going to walk into it with this technology. Okay. So you go into the word parah in the Hebrew, which is for bow, and it goes into a branch, all right, or a shoot. Okay. And Esau, all right, he's a branch. I mean, America is a branch, all right, or a shoot of that pagan Roman Empire. Okay. And pagan Rome represents Esau's, all right, golden age, when he had his most influence, his most wealth, and his most military might. Okay, and this is what he revived back in the earth again. This is what the elites have established in the earth, because it's these elite families that decide the direction, okay, of the kingdom. Okay, and they've going in the direction of pagan Rome. Okay, and it's in these Edomites, because it's the same that those Edomites that walked around the Roman Empire back today. Okay, I say from the elites to the common man. You know, that's why it's so natural for this place to be and imitate Edom Rome. All right, the ancient pagan, you know, Edom Rome. Okay, now let's go here. You know, Isaiah was just speaking of Babylon. All right. And we'll jump down. This is Isaiah 14:4. It says, "Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased?" Okay, because America has been, you know, the golden child of the elites. Okay, which those ancient Chaldeans were the warlocks of, you know, the witches of ancient Babylon, which are the elites today. You know, their left-hand priesthood. Okay, they deal with the witchcraft, you know, and the magic behind the scenes. Okay, that's intertwined, you know, in this society, man. Okay, but how have the oppressors ceased? Because the Lord, all right, has an expiration date on this kingdom. Okay, and he's going to cause the cease of Edom rule in the earth. It said the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Okay, so we're going to see Esau's rulership broken. Okay, their staff and their scepter, you know, those are tokens of a ruler. Okay, so we're going to see, all right, their rulership broken. Okay, the devil's going to wage war against himself. All right, and then Yahushua coming to wage war against all of them, man. Okay, verse 6, it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger and is persecuted, and none hindereth. Okay, and none hindereth. All right, because for the longest the devil, he's had his way out here. You know, and he has ruled the people with a continual stroke, because it only has gotten more oppressive, okay, more violent, all right, more satanic in the earth, man, under the devil's rulership. It keeps getting worse and worse. Okay, and why you're going to see homeless, it's steadily been on the rise, suicide, all right, people can't even, you know, take being in this kingdom. Okay, mental health is on the rise. Okay, what you have, violence, okay, poverty, okay, physical health, everything, you know, is on the rise, man. Everything is trending in the bad way. Okay, but that's under this man's rulership. All right, but if you jump down to verse 21, okay, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Okay, because these Edomites of the day, all right, are these same Edomites of Greco-Rome. Okay, even from, you know, the 1800s, you know, 1700s, the worst part of their chattel slavery, these Edomites are back in the earth, man. Okay, but this is the time of judgment. This time judgment, all right, has made their circle. Okay, this time judgment is getting ready to spin their block. Okay, as Jake say, it said, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay, so there never be a revival of Rome, all right, a Greek, all right, a Greece, the Greco-Roman Empire, you know, just to sum it up. Okay, that will never be revived in the earth, man. Building with this concrete and Colosseums and the malls, and those things are not coming back, man. The Senate House, all right, the bath house, okay, bunch of men bathing naked. No, that's not coming back. Okay, Esau influence will never be revived in the earth, man. He's gonna be completely cut off. Okay, it's gonna be the Lord cutting off the last branch, okay, of Edomite rule in the earth. It says, for I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut them off from Babylon, the name and the remnant, all right, and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, so Babylon, you know, which when you go into Mystery Babylon, just to go into what it links to. All right, this is Revelation 17:5. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. And you go here, okay, to not the Bibles, in the leaning. Okay, it's Mystery Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, the mother of harlots and abominations in the earth, the source, the motherland of wickedness. Okay, and the elites turned this place into, all right, the biggest rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Okay, and then you have the people of the earth that's been following in this rebellion. Okay, but you go, Babylon, yep, which in the Greek, all right, which is Babylon, okay, in the Greek, all right, but you go into it, which Babylon, all right, up above goes into confusion, and there's no doubt that this is a place of confusion, complete confusion, man. Okay, all right, now you go here, this is allegorically of Rome as the most corrupt seat of idolatry and the enemy, all right, of Christianity. Okay, because Rome was very anti-Messiah. Okay, that's where you get the persecution of the Christians. Okay, was in Rome. Okay, beginning with who? Nero. All right, and we talking about Christians, we're talking about Israelites that follow Yahushua. Okay, not the madness, they're like we see today. Okay, Kirk Franklin sliding, okay, and popping, on stage. Okay, TD Jakes, sweating, the whole back sweating, 10 minutes into the sermon, not this madness of today. Okay, nah, man, you had the true followers of Yahushua. Okay, so Rome, was very anti-Messiah, and this is the society that Yahushua is going to visit. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that let's get this in let's get this in Jeremiah. We end it here, because this is how this thing ends. Okay, with thy king, all right, dominating the earth. Okay, so let's get this in Jeremiah 25:5. It says, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch and a king. All right, so there's going to be a righteous branch planted in the earth. Okay, as a branch of wickedness is going to be cut off. All right, so there's a righteous branch. Okay, which is going to dominate the earth. Okay, and we're going to be offshoots. Okay, of this righteous branch, which is Yahushua, and a king shall reign and prosper and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth, man. All right, Yahushua is coming to play a cleanup, and this is going to be forever. You see, this is where we at, man. You see, this is where all roads lead to, man. All right, and this is what we on. Yahushua coming to clean this place up, man. Okay, that's going to be soon. Okay, hey, it's at hand. Okay, it says in his day, Judah, all right, the southern kingdom shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he will be called the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Okay, so we're coming to a new Exodus too, man. As we're getting ready to go into the time of Passover. Okay, got about 8 days. Okay, next Thursday, sundown. Okay, it says in his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. Okay, because under this empire, our people, there was a time when chattel slavery and the genocide on the northern tribes, and the brutal treatment of the southern kingdom, the Middle Passage. Okay, Now, it's more systemic and spiritual, where Jake has been enchanted to destroy themselves, because the worst place we can be, okay, the most unsafe place we can be, okay, is under the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay, well, Yahweh Shai is coming to overthrow that. Okay, therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, which is America, and from all countries, all right, whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Okay, and they shall dwell in their own land. All right, and we're going to be the superpower of the earth, man. We're going to have the influence. It's going to be an Israelite empire. Okay, well, all the nations of the world check into us. All right, presuming to Isaiah chapter 2. All right, Micah, chapter 4. Okay, so yeah, that's the point. Just wanted to get into that. Thought that that video was interesting. I put it in the description box. In case brothers, want to get into it. With the water to you brothers. All right, add to the live stream. The water to you sisters listening in obedience, and Lord will. You brothers and sisters were edified. Till next time, say Shalom. Kwame Mashallah. Abba soon. Shalom.